It's something I really want to contribute because I feel like, and I can't work in a world where my art is censored. So yeah, I might get myself a small job, maybe doing a different game design company somewhere, or like we both said before on our spare time that we might and should work with Michael, and the rest of our team.
Mm-hmm.
But we still need a paying job to help support the cost of our own lives and try to actually work with our small company as well.
Right.
Because let's face it, no one's not going to get their feet wet just yet. I mean, we'll get our training, our feet, our training feet wet, just not our experience is wet just yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that sounds odd to some people, but it's the only thing I can come up with.
Yeah. And I mean, like,
But
as for my art history, like, like I've pretty much been playing games like a long time. Like ever since I was a kid and stuff. Like starting with stuff like Crash Bandicoot and like
fine up, that's
Cauldron.
how I started too.
Yeah, and like all those classics, right? And like I always loved video games, and like my first console was the Game Boy Color, so I started with
Really?
that and started off with like games like Super Mario Brothers Deluxe and stuff.
Mine would be the PlayStation, actually.
PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah, PlayStation 1. Right enough, I think I told you before, I did not have any save data. Like, I literally did not even know how to use a save card. I was like playing Crash Bandicoot all day to all night
That's crazy, dude.
because I finished most of my homework at school because I was like, man, this shit's easy, so let's just do it. Or stuff is easy. Because I was just like thinking to myself, this stuff is like easy, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so, when because like I said, this stuff is easy because when I play Crash Bandicoot, or any of the games I played, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just playing a game just to play a game. But as I got older, games became more influential. They didn't become influential until I would say the most time I became more interested in video games was around when I was in 2008, maybe 2009. I don't remember. It's been such a long way. I played so many games. Not every single game, just the most popular games that I remember growing up with, like Uncharted, Sly Cooper, Kingdom Hearts, a few other things. But I feel like I rarely played video games as much when I grew up.
Yeah.
But Eric, what exactly inspired you to be a 3D modeler? Actually, I don't think I remember actually asking you that. Like I know you were talking about
I
it
mean,
now.
I'm not necessarily just a 3D modeler. Like, that's what I am trying to practice more now. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my favorite type of art to make probably still is like making like 2D art. But I'm still trying to do 3D stuff too because I know it can be fun to create as well, or at least see the final result of it. But
I could
I
teach you
was
some
always
things
like,
about 3D art.
I was always inspired by game. I always loved games and stuff. So, and I always loved drawing. So even when I was a kid, like probably like say like around like like I would always draw and stuff. But even when I had bad drawings, as a pretty young kid, I
Mm-hmm.
would like I came up with like these basically these like superhero drawings and stuff as a kid, right?
Right.
Now these are really bad drawings. Okay, they're not like because I did it as a kid, which I didn't know like pretty much any of the art principles or anything. But yeah, I came up with like a bunch of like superhero ideas and stuff, but that was pretty much where I started, I guess. But probably even before then I drew like, even simpler things like that a kid would do and stuff, just like drawing with like a little crayon and stuff like that. But then like probably when I got a little bit older around like maybe like 8 to 10 or something, like I
Mm-hmm.
would start, I would continue drawing and stuff. And like one time I went over my my grandfather's house, um because he lived in another state than me that was kind of close by. So
Right.
it would be like around a 5 minute drive to drive to his house. But over his house, like he had this nice little desk and like these markers, and I would just I started off drawing like say like characters that I really liked and stuff. That was probably when I first started trying to push myself, I guess, further to draw, better looking characters and better looking artwork.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would draw, back around that time, I hadn't even played like Kingdom Hearts yet. So like I was really into Ape Escape, because Ape Escape is one of my favorite games of all time, and it was it was a series that was around that time that I was playing a lot, I think, and I have a lot of drawing. I have all these drawings still, but I basically made. I started drawing all the Ape Escape characters basically, um, with markers only. Like I didn't even like ink the characters or anything, so they're just the characters drawn in like marker. But I
Right.
thought it was pretty fun to do, because I mean, I loved markers as a kid. I mean, markers are fun to draw with, right? Or they're fun to, you know, uh,
I'm
draw on the paper with.
I'm more of a colored pencil guy, but yeah, I
Mhm.
got you.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own preferences, right? I never really liked drawing with colored pencils as a kid, though. Like, I mean, I just didn't like the feel of it on the paper. Like when you actually put the colored pencil to the paper.
Mm-hmm.
I never really liked pencils. I always liked pens and markers better because it's like it just felt better to me when I'm like actually drawing the character or something. It just felt like smoother on the surface.
Well, that's
But
because of ink. Ink
yeah,
like
that's just
bleeds.
me. That's just my personal preference. But I mean, of course, like to this day, like I draw with just about anything that's a good thing because I like to draw on many different type of tools. But
Right.
yeah, but I mean, I still have all those Ape Escape drawings that I made and stuff, and like I would draw like when I got a little bit older too, I would draw like say like some Kingdom Hearts characters, and I would just try and basically recreate those characters, and then I basically experimented with it and with just like pencil drawings and stuff like that when I found out about when I started watching like Naruto and all that anime and stuff like that, and like I would just basically try and recreate the characters like Naruto, Sasuke, and like say like Cloud from Kingdom Hearts, and like I would just draw them with pencil and because like I was at school sometimes,
Mm.
and like around 5th grade I would just draw the characters with pencil. But and I experimented basically trying to come up with. I would basically almost tweak the characters a little bit sometimes.
Right.
Where I would take the idea of the character. I would be, sometimes like I would draw them from memory and also basically come up with my own little like things to add to their outfits and stuff. That's like that wasn't on there before. Basically customizing them.
Mm-hmm.
But